Oldsmobile. I'm going to turn the light off for a minute. Wait, the rocket's upside down. Oh boy, we're not off to a good start. I tried to make a video earlier this afternoon. It was a gorgeous 75-degree day here. But you can't see outside because it's dark. It's gotten cooler. I've got flip-flops on. I was wearing a t-shirt, a Corvair t-shirt. I've got my jean jacket on. I just took it out of the washing machine. So I'm going to give you a review of this Tornado that I just bought. I had it shipped from Seattle. It had most recently been in the possession of a guy that, I'm not sure why he owned it, but I just emailed him and I said, Seebeck to Ventura. This might be a little brutal. I'm going to go over this car and kind of show people what happens when you buy things on eBay and they look good in the pictures and shiny. California Highway Patrol, 1974. So I don't know where the guy got it from. It was in California in storage for 37 years. And it was repainted and had a dent and a scratch. But when you look at the car more carefully, you find more damage. Always find more damage than the people selling it tell you. I was crawling underneath it and I noticed there's some Bondo right there. I don't know why, a little dent. But it's not as easy to poke around the thing inside. So where do I start? In the trunk. No spare tire. No TFD, Tornado front drive spare tire. There's a heater hose that ran over the top of the engine with no rust, with all kinds of weird, wacko clamps. And a plastic coupler. And a little rust where the hose went on. I don't know. So, what we have here is some rust in the trunk. Seams starting to separate a little bit, but look at this. Yep. You could swim in this water. And where this water's coming from is Oldsmobile, on this new for 66 design, has a drain that runs out of that funnel into this nice rubber hose with a factory clamp. And it dumps inside the quarter panel. Problem is, the hose is rotted. It's full of leaf debris, mush, and I noticed a drop of water. That's not good. So I'm going to open that up in a minute, and we're going to have a flood. And on this side, same deal. Leaf debris and rust. I can't see as well as the camera can, but that does not look good at all. That may be perforated. Can you imagine? Had someone just known and opened up the drain hole, all the water that ran in there would have just ran on the ground. The drain hole is right over here. And it is a rubber plug. Oh, thank goodness for strong fingertips. There it goes. Where'd it go? Right there. Now somebody sent me a YouTube message. And they've got a silver Tornado that was in storage for 40 years. And they cranked it up, but they didn't show the cranking part. They just showed it running. So I need a bucket to capture the water. Oh, I know where I have. Instead of making a big mess of my floor, I'm going to cut the top off this milk jug. Set the camera right there for a second. We'll review the car. I looked it over a little bit. Not a lot. There's lots to see. I did have a razor blade, but I don't know where it ended up. So the guy that sold it's a nice guy. We connected, we bonded. We're brothers from a different mother type of thing. But the car arrives. Surprise, surprise. Or like Gomer Pyle would say. Surprise, surprise, she's in. Or something like that. There. Almost carry a dollar store knife in your pocket. Dollarama, $1.25. Alright, where were we? I'm gonna capture the water that pours out of here. And I take out this body plug. battery survives. It was at 50%, struggling with broken battery wires, charging cables. What do you think? Think we got a water problem? Oh, I can't believe every car I buy, same deal. No one knows how to take care of stuff. They don't know what to look for. Funny, this side is not rusty like the other side. This side looks pretty nasty. I bet you there's a pinhole hidden behind there. Once I soda blast it, which I have to learn how to do. Sandblasting is a bit too harsh, makes a mess. I wonder if there's some hoses at Dwayne's. What a mess. Anyhow, what we've got here in the trunk is a vacuum gizmo for the Hideaway headlights. I guess it's constantly spring-loaded. When you turn the headlights on or off, it actuates this diaphragm which removes the locking tab. I never serviced mine, they always worked. I've got an extra vacuum switch. Looks like a GM switch with an extra appendage. No posi on this thing, huh? Oh, it's got the mercury lamp. And the paint, looking at it inside the shop, is a shade too dark. And it's got endless little mumps and measles. Did you have your MMR vaccine? Don't be a fool. Get your mumps, measles, rubella vaccine. A nice ding in the chrome trim there. I even asked him about it. Like I said, Mr. Seebeck, you're a nice guy, and I'm kind of happy with the car, but there's always surprises that people don't want to tell you about, or they don't know about, or they don't care about. There's lots to look at here, and I can't tell how strong my battery is. When I'm making a video, it doesn't show the battery strength. I'm sure it'll go down to 0 in no time at all. Oh, somebody detailed the engine. That is bad. Got blue overspray everywhere. And they meant well, but they painted it with shiny black paint. It's dripping, and it's just a crappy job. I don't know who did it. I sure didn't do it. Someone did the same thing for the Grand Prix. There's also a Chinese plastic radiator, which fits really well. Go figure why the Chinese would be making radiators for Toronados. The bolts that hold the fan clutch on don't look original. They've got washers on them. GM never put washers on them. Got some big clunky hose clamps with a green line on the heater hose, made in USA heater hose. That's got to go. Get some GM. Where can I get some bulk GM heater hose, the authentic restoration kind? Got a clamp here. Where does that go? I don't know. Got a hose there that's going to abrade, so they got a piece of rubber hose split. That's probably where that metal pipe goes that has been removed. And in the trunk, we got a joined air conditioning hose here. I don't know why that would be. The battery caps are off. And where are they? Oh yeah, one's there. I can't reach it right now. One is there. Right there. There's the motors for the Hideaway headlamps. I think on my Toronado, I know on my Toronado, I've got the same car at Billy's with no air conditioning. My battery's on that side, is it? Huh. Good question. That's a good question. Look at this crappy black paint. Crappy job at that. Look at it. It is a terrible job. Why couldn't they just leave it alone? Why start spraying your stupid black paint? There's no overflow tube. I think the battery's on that side in mine. Where's that air tank? Over on this side, maybe? I wonder why they would switch it. It's got a Reman alternator. It's got a sticker right there. So the original date code alternator is gone. The little rubber plug that covers that positive is gone. I'm going to get to that gas filter in a second, just like Mr. Spike Punk on his now destroyed 6698. Maybe that gas filter sprung a leak, Mr. Spike Punk. It's on the pressure side, not the right side to have a gas filter and a rubber hose, even though Buick put it on my 66 Grand Sport. Rubber hose from the fuel pump, factory installed, even with a hose clamp. I thought I had those little red caps for the alternator. Do you watch Nick's Garage? You should. It's a guy just north of Montreal that rebuilds a lot of Mopars, but he also does his share of Pontiacs and Oldsmobiles, and he's doing a Chevy 350 on the brand new dyno they just installed. Huh. Thought I had a little cap for the alternator. There's one. It's kind of mangled though. Anyways, I'll get to that later. Where were we? Oh yeah. California car. Last on the road in '79. No power trunk release. No spare tire. All the jack parts just strewn haphazardly in the trunk. I got some more stuff I noticed, and there's lots more to look at. Does that go like that? Minus this crap here. I don't know, that doesn't sit properly. Original wing nut, chrome wing nut. It's got a Pertronix with this hacked, taped up wire garbage here. I don't know why that's that way. It's got AIR, air injection reactor, which California mandated probably in '65. The cars produce less emissions, so they inject air into the exhaust manifold just after the combustion chamber. And they used to rust off in a couple of years. He just welded them shut and cut the belt. This one's got an air pump. Never seen one before on an Olds 425. This is the big block Olds. The block is wider, taller. The 400 was a big block. The 403 was a small block, bored and stroked, presumably a 350. I think I saw something else here. I was looking at it yesterday. Let's take a little peek. Wonder how this compares to my Toronado, which is sitting at Billy's outside under a tarp. Wow, it's genuine AC Delco air filter. That is blocked. Wow. Original junk. Replaced with AC. Not what I expected to see in there. The PO, previous owner, told me that I don't have this in my car. That rubber hose that I almost just mangled. This has got some exhaust recirculating emissions. Someone's rebuilt this and mangled the original metal pipe and put a fuel filter right there, right where the hose could burst and cause an engine fire. And they put a piece of rubber hose over the temperature sender. I've got to go to Dwayne's and see if I can find a genuine original fuel line. This has got one of those repair kits, or maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure if that's original or not. I think this was the first year for the Quadrajet. A whole bunch of things are wrong here. It's got a roll pin here that stops the air cleaner from seating. That roll pin, or drift pin, or cotter pin, whatever someone's put in here, is only supposed to go to the end of this casting. It's not supposed to protrude, so that the air filter here is not sitting tight. And the air cleaner is sitting up by a 1/4 inch because it's sitting on that roll pin, which is way too long. So you can just always grind that off, but the roll pin's usually just as long as this here, which would be what? 7/16, 3/8 of an inch long. We've got a port blocked off here. We've got a port blocked off there. I have to look at my Toronado and see what's what here, or go to Dwayne's on the way back from California. Yeah, this is not on that PCV valve very well. It should be clamped on with a, it's too soft of a hose. It's not PCV hose. PCV hose is much more rigid. So we got the incorrect hose, roll pin, the incorrect spring. That spring doesn't look correct. I may be wrong. It's got some AIR paraphernalia, whatever that valve is there. No hose clamps there, an ugly hose clamp there for the power brake booster. Oh man, concentrating on the wrong things. Big ugly clamp, our little ugly clamp. What else we got? Oh, the same relay as my Buick has, the horn relay. Wonder if it works. I don't think it does actually. If it's got a Pertronix electronic ignition, it's supposed to have a Pertronix low impedance coil, and this does not have that. This looks like an AC Delco coil with a brown phenolic resin top. Yep, Delco coil. Wrong coil. Wrong coil. Of course, the AC doesn't work. I'm kind of jumping around here, I know. I wonder if there's any pressure in the system. Where's the sight glass? I think I saw it down here. Sight glass is buried there under a hose clamp. Black paint. Battery caps blown off. Final test, okay. Old. 7mm ignition wires. No routing piece here. Like that one there. Heater relay. When I honk the horn, that's supposed to click. I have an extra one rather, from Dwayne's. Those go for 50 bucks on eBay. I got the antenna back. It was in the back seat. It was just unscrewed. It wasn't broken off. That's a streamlined antenna. You see it? Can you catch that? Pinched antenna. What else could I show you here? I don't know if I'm expressing my displeasure or just kind of bring to your attention the things that aren't right on the car that the seller didn't really know about. And he had it on eBay a few times, maybe because the rocket was upside down. So it didn't sell. The car looked real good in the pictures, all nice and shiny. Someone has taken the steam cleaner to it and washed all the paint off the frame. Looks like it might have the original master cylinder, original brake lines. No rust, except in the trunk where the water collected. Turbo 425 with a chain drive. Philco, the crown jewel of something electronics. Crown jewel of, can't read that, of ignition. Just trying to focus. I can't read that. Chicago, something. Here's the body tag with the black paint sprayed everywhere. Detailed! Don't detail my car. Don't detail any car. Just leave it alone. Big ugly hose clamps. You gotta figure out what to put there because I don't think Dwayne's gonna have a California emissions Tornado. Oh yeah, heater hose. Here's your heater hose. Heater core leaking. Yep. Nice and loose. Makes for some good action. It runs well, starts right up. The starter's dry. When it spins down, you can hear it go because it's got to be lubricated. Maybe needs some bushings. There. I'll fire it up for a second. Oh, we got a big, nasty, disgusting puddle here. It's got door edge guard options. All tinted glass. Just listen to that squeak. It was an oil change sticker, it's gone. I don't know if these were illuminated or not. It's got the deluxe interior. That and air conditioning is the two main options. No telescopic steering. No power windows or locks. Listen to the starter spin down when I let go of the key. Yeah, starter's dry. Got the remote control mirror, not pitted. Cracked in the door. Stress. Interestingly, it's a 66, which was the last year for the shiny stainless steel wiper arms, but this has got satin wiper arms, which is original. Got a day-night mirror, which might have been standard, or maybe it has a comfort and convenience group, which was tinted glass. What else we got here? Tank is loose, hanging around. I hope the bolts are there. It's got a filter gizmo here. AC Delco replaced with filter A224C for best pump protection or frequency of service. For frequency of service. What have we got in here? No filter. Somebody cleaned it. Interesting. So, proper hose clamps, some proper bracketry, a proper fuel line, a little cover here, a new air filter. Put the heater hose back. Maybe it needs a heater core. I don't know if I want to get one of those Chinese ones. Try to find an NOS one on eBay. Showed you the sticker. Paint job is really bad. I don't know if it could be saved. Where's Pisser? It's got brand new Michelins. Somebody painted the rims flat black. Chrome was an option. It's got the trim rings and ugly green valve caps. There's also some, oh yeah, water everywhere. There's also some Bondo I noticed here under the scratch that the seller showed me. Somewhere I saw some Bondo. Yeah, right there. Right there. Not sure if you can see that. I'm tilting the camera way at a range, but yeah, right there. This is not the rusty side. It had a scratch. Dent in the bumper. Yep. Light dent. Pitted chrome. That's good driver quality. Speakers in the rear panel. The fellow who sent me the message on YouTube said he's looking for a rear panel with a factory defroster. Look at that paint. Look at all those little speckles. Where's Pisser? Need him to paint my Suburban. So, no headrests, got deluxe seat belts. These cars actually, even though the Toronado was the top of the line model along with the 98, it could have come with a standard slab bench seat with slab door cards without the fancy pole and the chrome trim. The power windows go here, and the power seat as well goes behind it, I believe. Power locks go here, the vacuum power locks. So if I do put power windows in this, I don't think I'll find a door panel as nice as this. I'll probably just put an Oldsmobile round badge there like they used to do on the Firebirds and the Camaros in the 70s. Horn doesn't work, so that means that relay is probably... Maybe that relay is bad. So there's your tour of my Toronado. That was the mud. Transmission shifts nice and crisply. Crisper than you'd expect a factory GM transmission to shift. It snaps into gear. Oh look, it's got 2 original hose clamps. Somebody painted that black too. What else do you want to look at here? I don't know how the front end is. It's got a U-joint there, and got the original hood pad, insulation pad, the upside down rocket, the retractable headlights don't work. In '67, curiously, they made it an ugly egg crate grill. This is supposed to be a copy of the Cord 810 from 1936-37, I believe. Yes, original license plate frame. Mine was mangled when I bought it. Worse than this, I put a vice grip on it to straighten it. When I bought my car to be wrecked here, the bumper was mangled. I've got cornering lamps on mine. This doesn't have the cornering lamp option. My bumper's mangled, so I got Billy a bumper that was in pretty good shape, but it was rusty down here. And there's so many bolts holding on this fender. I brought him the car, sitting under a tarp. It's been sitting under a tarp at his house for 3 years now. I don't think he's ever going to get to it, so I'm going to go and get it. I think he wants me to go and get it. Dust. No rust. My car's got some rust. Had some rust in the floor. A brake line popped. The transmission line popped. I've got some rust here. The fender I got from California was rusty right under the chrome, rotted. So Billy said he's just going to cut the fender off in the front, right there, and weld on my new fender front. Now I'm just going to get the car back. I'll find someone else to deal with it. So what I'd like to do is go to Dwayne's and get a loaded parts car and haul it to a buddy of mine in Bossier City, Louisiana. And there's a Corvair shop there that will do other cars, and he's the right guy to detail this car and make it into what it could have, should have been. Once I bring them all the parts, let me show you something else that I noticed. Bit of a disappointment. And the guy that bought it from me is not going to want me to beat on him, but I got to because things aren't just the way they were supposed to be, which is a bit of a disappointment. They make promises about things and they aren't the way they're supposed to be. So when I bought my car, my exhaust tips were not in the best of shape, but they weren't as bad as these. The factory chrome exhaust tips, but I noticed a pipe sticking out of the factory exhaust tip, which made me think, the guy that I bought it from told me he got 2 NOS mufflers or resonators. So I crawl underneath, and what do I see? I see a pipe inside the factory tailpipe, probably the factory original muffler from when the car was new. Nice original brake lines, no armoring, curiously. So why is there a pipe inside this resonator? That should be welded right there. It looks like somebody cut it off and put a pipe inside the factory resonator. So where's my NOS resonators? They've got two self-tapping sheet metal screws holding on the original chrome exhaust tip, which is not in the best of shape. So somebody reproduced these back in the 1980s, and I've got a couple sitting in the back seat of my Tornado at Billy's, getting all moldy, he told me. So these are not NOS resonators. Why would the guy tell me that? And he'll watch the video, I suppose, and I'm not going to make any friends, but it's paid for, it's delivered, as is, where is, I suppose. So I don't know why these are held on with self-tapping screws when they're supposed to be NOS. They're nice. These chrome exhaust tips are nothing special. And I could always take the tip off and cut that way back. But that looks a little small. I don't know what it was supposed to be originally, but I think somebody hollowed out the original resonator and just patched it. He did a reasonable job, but why I was told it had NOS resonators. Same thing on this side, all rusty. Two sheet metal screws, one pipe here and one pipe there. And same deal on this side. Exhaust pipe is rusty, probably the original factory exhaust pipe. Someone put a pipe inside, kind of sort of what I would do to fix things up, but there's nothing NOS here. I don't even think anything was changed, so it just gives you a bad feeling. Here's that Bondo, by the way. But it's got the factory spot welds. So it's not a rusty car, but there is rust inside the other side, which I don't know if the guy I bought it from knew. He's got brand new tires. Yeah, I knew that, but I paid for them. Oh, there's that dent. Right there. So overall, it's an okay car. It's also 52 years old. I get it, but I was just expecting something a little nicer. If I was a real geek, I'd put the ad on from eBay. You can go to look at the ad. It's probably still up. Just go to 1966 Olds Tornado in Cars and Trucks and just scroll down to the options where it says filter. And when you scroll down, I can't show you because I'm using the phone to do everything. You go to this, there's sort and filter. Go to filter, scroll down. I think there's more. You click on the more button, and then it'll have an option for completed items. Go to the completed items. You'll see this car. It's got some beautiful pictures. Oh yeah, swirl marks from sanding. It's hard to capture, but you'll see this car in the completed items. It's got some great pictures and a relatively honest description, but we've got some issues here of the popped off battery caps. This crappy this and block that. I can deal with these issues, but anyhow, I'm whining. I'm happy with the car. I'm happy I own two Tornados. And it just shows you that it's just not easy to get what you want, like this paint job on the Monza that the guy eventually gave me all the money back for because the job was just mediocre at best. So who am I going to get to paint my Suburban? Pisser? And I've got this Spider. I'm getting another one. This is a 62. I'm getting a 64 Spider. I got to deal with that too. It's got to be picked up. I got junk in my shop. Yep. I've got things to repair. I was working on the Rust Tundra just outside the door. I got the knuckles assembled and the rotors and the calipers on, the brake lines on, and then it got dark. I'm going to clean up this corner here, put the scaffolding across the other side, and put my toolboxes here and get rid of this stupid dryer, and put some shelves for my tools and get rid of the smoke chimney and get a waste oil furnace, and I got lots of things to do. So thanks for watching. And I like watching Nick's Garage, so go look. Let's see his new dyno. We'll deal with this thing one step at a time. It's going to rain tomorrow. I'm going to have to put my bucket here to collect the water. Oh boy, have I got junk. And no, the ex did not give me my portion of the money. She did not. Thank goodness for credit cards. Just like Hoovy.